Hey guys, today in this video, I am going to prove to you that there are two simple, and I mean simple steps to dominating, and I mean dominating Facebook organic reach. So stay tuned. I have a question for you guys. Do you know why some posts do this and basically other posts do this? It's quite the discrepancy, isn't it, right? 8,000 versus 75 million. Pretty curious, right? Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, hey, 8,400 post reach isn't bad. And normally I would agree with you, 8,000 isn't terrible. But everything is relative, guys. And when your average weekly reach is 50 million, 8,400 reach is definitely something to be concerned with. So yes, everything is relative. So it's pretty important that you know how to quickly identify what Facebook factors of engagement are causing some posts to reach 8,000 versus 75 million, because that is quite the discrepancy, guys. And yes, there is a reason for this, and I'm going to reveal to you by breaking it down, the 4 factors of engagement over the next 3 minutes. Now, the main reason it's so important to understand the 4 factors of engagement is simple. Facebook loves, and I mean loves, to play around with its algorithm and changes stuff all the time, guys, especially when it's approaching the end of the reporting quarter. No fail, trust me, guys, they love to change it. They love to change and tweak things around. So this is why it's critical that you understand the metrics that influence engagement and reach. Now, if I didn't know about the 4 factors of engagement, would I have been able to do this? In all honesty, guys, probably not. Do you know what each metric of engagement is worth? Or better yet, which one will get you 10 times more reach? The answer might actually surprise you guys. But before we get to that, it's important that you learn how to calculate and understand the 4 factors of engagement, because now it's all about reactions, comments, shares, clicks, which basically create Facebook stories. And the more stories created, the greater the engagement, so the greater the reach. Remember the Facebook reach formula we went over in the previous video, right? So take out a pen and paper again and write this down, because there are 2 steps to dominating Facebook engagement that will easily allow you to optimize your page posts. Because back in the day, Facebook was much simpler. It was all about the likes and the shares, right? The more likes, the more shares you get, the greater the reach you would get. So take out your pen and paper right now and write this formula down, okay? Number 1 is learn how to calculate the engagement rate. Calculating engagement rate is super simple. It's reactions plus comments plus shares plus clicks divided by reach multiplied by 100. That is your engagement rate formula, okay? Engagement rate is a percentage all the time, okay? Step 2 is basically learn how to break down your post data stats. Critical to dominating Facebook engagement, okay? You can't optimize if you don't know how to read your statistics, okay? I know this is critical. This is so important. Now, let's actually take a look at an example and see why post A got a fraction of what post B did. There's a very good reason for that, okay? Very good reason. So let's actually break it down here a little bit. So first we can actually see here post A and post B. Now, I tried to make this as simple as possible in terms of trying to keep everything color-coded. So first and foremost, what we're actually going to do is we're going to look at the actual vertical line here in terms of the totals. So here, if you stick to all the reds are all the totals here of the likes, comments, and shares. Okay, so this is the total. On the horizontal here is the total for all these columns. That's it, right? So here are the likes. So if we actually just take a look at an example here, the likes, the 38 is made up of the 27 on the post and the 11 on the likes. Okay, so remember, these are totals right here. Okay, so remember, the green is all the totals, and I break them down by percentage, and the red here is the total of all the likes, the comments, and the actual shares. So let's actually just break it down. So let's look at post A. So post A, we can actually see here that the total for the likes, the comments, and the shares, the total percentage of likes was 75%. the total percentage of comments was 14%, and the total percentage of shares was 12%. Remember here, clicks are not taken into consideration. They are separate. Okay, so we're looking at metrics of engagement first. Clicks are part of engagement, but we're looking here at the total likes, comments, and shares first. So now that we've taken care of the total columns in red, let's look at the horizontal. Okay, because remember, it's not enough, because a lot of people think that the more shares you have, the greater the reach you get. Again, we're here to prove that that's not the case. Okay, we want to be able to understand the numbers a little bit better. So here now in the horizontal, if we take a look here at the likes, we can see here that but the percentage of likes. So here we can actually see that 71% of all likes came from the actual post itself, as opposed to the likes that came on the shares was 29%. So same thing here with the comments. 71% of all comments came on the post itself, meaning on the post, okay, not on the shares, on the post itself, as opposed to the shares that had 29. And here again, you can actually see the shares here. There was 4 shares on the actual post, and there was only 2. There was 33%. There was 67% of shares on the actual post, and 33% of shares on the shares. Sounds a little complicated, I know, but it's shares upon shares. So that's it. So now that you actually understand the metrics, because remember, a lot of people see these post data numbers, and in all honesty, a lot of people have no clue what it is. They really don't. They don't even know how it's calculated, what's going on, what does it mean. Again, Facebook doesn't put it down. Facebook doesn't break it down in a very simple metrics. Remember, everything comes down to engagement rate and percentages. This is why I always like to break it down by percentage, because this way I can easily see it, because everything is easier. It's much easier to optimize when you're able to see percentage rates. So now let's actually look at the difference between post A and post B. Okay, so now that we understand the breakdown, you can actually see here. Here we go. I think I already did the math for you. I promised there wasn't going to be any math, but so here we can actually tell. So let's actually just take a look here overall. Overall, you can easily start to see that there's a major discrepancy just on the post data versus the share data. Here in the post that didn't get as much reach, you can see that there was a lot more engagement on the post as opposed to the shares, as opposed to this particular one where it had a lot more engagement on the shares. So remember, it's not just enough that you share the post. People still need to engage, which means they need to like, they need to comment, they need to actually create stories. So this is why it's important to actually understand the metrics, the post metrics, so that you can optimize later on. And the most important thing really is the engagement rate. Okay, so the engagement rate factor here, you can tell, was only 5% versus 22%. Okay, so that's major. Now, I've actually found that there's kind of a sweet spot of engagement of when things actually start to, I wouldn't say go viral, because viral is kind of a relative term. For me, I consider viral any post that goes over 1 million, but some people might think that a post for 100,000, for them, 100,000 has gone viral. Again, there's nothing set. Everything is relative to your page. So there is definitely a sweet spot of engagement where it really starts to kick off a little bit. And, I'll definitely go over that in the next couple of videos as well. But I want you guys to start looking at the actual breakdown of the post and really start to see what the numbers are actually telling you, so that you can optimize, because there is a way to optimize from this point afterwards. Now, you may not realize this, but there was another reason why this post got 77% less reach. There's a good reason, guys. Pretty good reason. Can you guess what that reason was? To find out the reason to that, you will have to check out the next video where I reveal to you as well the number 2 Facebook page killer. That's right, guys. Guys, remember, please share, tag a friend or colleague who can benefit from this, guys. We want to we want to improve the Facebook ecosystem, because it can. Everyone has the possibility to get organic Facebook reach, guys. It's really, really simple. I promise you.